Hi, it's Craig from Theta360.guide. A friend of mine asked me today, when you're doing the Theta V plugin development, does the back button on Vysor work? Yeah, sure. It works for me. Also, the keyboard works. I can type in for testing the password for Wi-Fi, for example. And when I'm in the file browser, I can press the back button and the images work. He says, wow, that doesn't work for him. I said, how do you do it? Well, I said, my first question, how much money you got? Well, yeah, actually, he's my friend, so I'd say, I'll tell you, I'll make a video and explain to you how to get the back button to work in Vysor when you're doing Theta V plugin development. Check it out. A common scenario is that you're using your plugin to take some pictures, and then you want to use Vysor to check out to see whether the pictures were taken accurately. Perhaps you're using some visual effects. So you pop open the file manager, and then from there you probably access the gallery. So right off the bat, you can see, in this case, it's a dual fisheye image. I used a plugin to set it to non-stitching for RICOH. And then you can flip through the images. This one's some standard rectangular images. Some are going to be the dual fisheye images. And it's going well, but you want to then go back to this view. And I just press the back button and it does work. So it's a lot more convenient. You may have multiple directories. I have a different construction plugin that I'm saving the images to in a different area. And you can also access that. So with one view, you can see the actual image. You press the back button and it'll go back. So it's quite a convenient way to test it. So in this case, you can either use a separate file browser, or you can use the one that's built in to the camera when you first load up the firmware. It doesn't matter. It'll work the same in both circumstances. I think the key thing is that when you're doing the testing, initially the back button may not work, depending on how you have your camera configured. And also, depending on how you have your camera configured, you may not be able to use the keyboard. In this case, I can use both the physical keyboard that's connected to my Windows computer, and it will send the key codes over to the Theta V, or I can use the virtual keyboard. They both work. So it's pretty simple to set it up. You just got to go into your system preferences, and then make sure you have developer options enabled. And then after that, you can use things like the wireless LAN. You can type in the password for the wireless LAN. In this case, I'll just type in a fake password. It's not going to authenticate there. This one is connected, so you can test your plugin with internet access just from within Vysor. It's pretty convenient sometimes, so you don't have to mess with the camera itself. What you'll most likely do is use the camera settings itself to connect to the Wi-Fi. So here, I'm just making sure that I am connected to have developer options enabled. You click on the build settings 7 times. Once you click on the build settings 7 times, the developer options will pop open. And from here, you can do a minor change, just kill the process for the Theta V, the camera. That's because there's a conflict in the way that the camera operates on top of the operating system. I just realized I was saying phone in the video earlier. I meant to say camera. I do so much Android development on the phone and the camera that I sometimes get confused whether it's the phone or the camera. This is definitely the camera. It's the Theta V. It's just displaying to my desktop screen here. All right, so in this mode, let's say if I click on this alternate file browser and check out the images on the Theta V, it's directly on the camera. Oh, my back button doesn't work. So this is probably the scenario which you see. You're like, oh man. You know, I want to go up a directory and the back button is just not working here. So, as explained, I enable developer options. I'm just going to go to developer options and grab the running services process. Look for RICOH Theta. There's 4 processes. You just need to stop the camera service. So I stopped the camera services. Now there's one less service running. So I'm going to go back. Let's see. So now the back button works as you would expect it to work. So let's say that you're scrolling through your test images and you want to go back. You can now use the back button as you would expect it. So it'll also work for other applications, right? So if I don't have anything running right now. Okay, so that's how to enable the back button as well as the keyboard on the RICOH Theta V for development purposes. Hi, thanks for joining me for that quick tip on RICOH Theta Development. We get a lot of tips every day from developers, from the community, and we also sometimes get the opportunity to get some responses from RICOH. Every time we find a tip that will improve your development workflow, we're going to pass it on to you in the community. So please subscribe to our channel and you can get up-to-date tips to make you a more effective developer with the RICOH Theta. See you soon. Bye.